back in your life like a spider-looking rock figure that eats food by crushing it up and shoving it up the place you think it's its butthole. This is the Real Ignorance Podcast on the For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network. And oh my God, there's three of us now. We are here. We are back in your homes and your living rooms and your floating spaceships in the middle of nowhere. We are here to review Project Hail Mary. It is the third episode of the Real Ignorance Podcast. My name is Joe Winkle, joined as always by my good friend Blake Ringer, aka Can I Fist Your Bump? And he is the newest member of the Real Ignorance Podcast. Oh my God, it's Ethan Pearson. Hello, friends.
What's up?
Hello.
Isn't it so nice that we can all be here together?
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I am happy as well. This is our third episode, Blake. We decided to go big and bring in a third person. Ethan felt left out, so we said, "Okay, you can join." Uh, we have done Fight Club. We started this off with How to Make a Killing, and now it is the second new movie we have seen that we are going to review for you all. But Blake and I, Ethan, have you've obviously been on podcasts with us before, but movie wise, Blake and I have told people about our kind of movie experience. Tell people in your mind, uh, I know you're probably not as big of I'd say Blake might be the biggest movie nerd in here out of the three of us, but I feel
Oh, for
like you
sure.
have you have your love for it as well. Tell us what your kind of favorite stuff is. Your relationship with the movie industry as you are going on this journey with us here this evening.
I mean, I like a lot of action and like fantasy stuff, superhero movies, obviously, Marvel Universe, like that kind of stuff. But I'm also a big biopic fan. Like, I love like sports biopics, especially like 42. And my favorite movie of all time is like a really non well known movie. It's called My All American. It's a really good movie. Check it out. Um, it's about a Texas football player that gets bone cancer. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, I love the movies. Definitely not as big of a movie nerd as Blake, but yeah.
Yeah, Blake's still the only one on this group who has a letterbox account, but that's fine. We don't judge him for it. Blake and I went to go see this last Monday because Blake is out here in more ways than one. Somehow got early access to go see this movie, and we went Monday. Ethan, I believe you went like Friday or Saturday, uh,
Sunday. Yep,
Sunday,
Sunday.
and yeah, we all had our take about it and feeling. Ethan, you like I said, your first time on the show. Blake and I have had two cracks at this type of category score, charades type situation, format. Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel like you did enough research, or do you think you did the most research and prep out of all of us?
I don't know. I did a decent amount of research today. I'm looking at stuff and trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about, and I think I did a pretty good job. I think I'm
That's
pretty
good.
ready.
I think we find the funny stuff, the good stuff, great conversation to have, and I think we do a good job. Blake, uh, we are ready to rock and roll. Are you guys? Let's get right into it. I guess let's actually just kind of start before we get into the prep that I had. I guess I want to just throw like opening, like what were our feelings about the movie going in? Blake, you had a lot. I really had no expectation because I don't read novels and books like, especially just in general. A lot of the intake I have that is reading is more done of like the journalistic world. I don't sort or go out and search stuff like that in my life now, which maybe I should. So I'm showing everyone my lack of intelligence. So I had no idea about this movie. Really going in, I saw trailers of it. No idea of it being a book that became this movie. Blake and Ethan, I believe both of you have either read the book or heard about the book and were really excited coming into this. So, Blake, we'll start with you, then go to Ethan about just kind of your excitement coming in because it was definitely higher than mine. I really didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, I haven't per se fully read the book. I'm a very big Ryan Gosling fan. I am like one of his biggest glazers. Like I will just admit it. Anything that he's in, I'm gonna go watch.
So Ryan Gosling season ticket holder.
Yes, for
Okay.
sure. I love him. So I saw that he was in it. I was like, okay. So I found out that it was based off a book, and the buddy that went with us, Kevin, he told me, he's like, oh yeah, this like the book is phenomenal. So as he told me about that, I started doing an audiobook of it. So I haven't gotten through the whole book, but I'd probably say I'm halfway through. And I mean, I just heard about it from the aspect of Ryan Gosling being in it. So then I started watching trailers. I was like, dude, I love like the idea of space. I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid. Like I just love the idea of it. And this movie was just astonishing. I mean, it looked great. The acting was great. The lines were great. Like the whole story itself was great. And I think it did a very, where I'm at least, I think it did a great adaptation of the book.
You can go ahead. E.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with Blake. I definitely had a lot of hype coming into this movie. I have listened to the book. I listened to it on a long car ride with my family, all the way out to Wyoming last summer. And like as we were listening to it, they announced the movie, so we've been excited for it since then. Ryan Gosling was definitely a big get for him. He was perfect for the role. Like yeah, I think it was a great movie. Definitely hyped, like coming in, and it definitely lived up to the book and the expectations. It was a good adaptation of it.
As someone who, as I said, had negative idea what to expect going in, I saw the trailer a few times and I was like, okay, we're gonna ride this, and it looks like it's a guy who meets an alien in space, and we're gonna see what it is. I was blown away. I would watch this 50 times if I could. It was emotional. I felt so many things while watching it, and I adored this in so many different ways. This movie was just kind of going into the parameters of this movie. It was, let me see here, directed by Phil Lord, who has a very good track record as well. Um, directed or he was a producer for some animated movies like the Lego Movie, the one of the Spider Verse movies. Or excuse me, he was a producer for both of the Spider Verse movies, so he's obviously got a lot of good will, I guess you could say. And I thought this movie was produced and directed. This is a beautiful movie. The visuals, the aesthetic of like the camera, like we kind of talked about, I don't know how you would say it, Blake, but like the like graininess of the screen in a sense. I don't know the exact word
Yeah.
I'm looking for, but the way that it looked in certain spots I thought was fantastic. Uh the Obviously we mentioned Ryan Gosling. We're going to talk about him at length because he is really the star of this show. There's a few other people that get to have a couple moments. They get to hit a couple drive and kick out open corner threes because the entire defense is watching Gosling like he's LeBron on the 2018 Cavs. However, it is Ryan Gosling's show and he is the superstar of it. Uh, it, all in all, Blake, this is a movie that blew anything that I could have ever imagined for it out of the water. And we're obviously going to talk very fondly of this, and just in general, this was a joy.
Yeah, like I was telling you guys earlier, I mean, this is one of those movies that you watch once and you're like, man, I want to experience that again in theaters before it leaves the theater, just because of how, especially watching it in the IMAX 2D. Oh my god, that film was just meant for IMAX. And I mean, I actually saw this back scene, this behind the scenes video, and I was just like, dude, the way they shot this, the realism, um, like they actually sent something up to space, like for this film. Like that's just how prepared and how um accurate in per se things were. Like it was just so good, man. I want to see it again. I'm probably gonna see it again because I'm a nerd. But yeah, oh my god, man.
Can we also talk about the fact that Rocky wasn't CGI? It was a
Yeah,
I
puppet.
it was
it
all puppet.
it looked really good. There was never any
It's
moments
crazy.
for a fact that a movie like this has to be carried by stuff that isn't like practical effects. God, it does a fantastic job of looking just phenomenal. Like the scene at the end of the movie when they're on the other planet, it's like, oh my god, you
Oh,
know?
Yeah,
dude, like it was like that's the thing. Like that was supposed to be like fake, but it looks so real.
so real.
Oh,
Like the only part, like one of the only real moments that actually doesn't look great is at the last scene of the movie when they show like all of the like kids that are the I don't did we ever get what they call
no.
Rocky's creature, like his species?
They're Iridians. It's
Iridians. Okay, so all of the tiny Iridian people, because he's teaching the class. When they pan to all of them, like with their hands up, like he's teaching in a school, it looks a little like okay, this is a little wonky. But outside of that, can't really find any faults in most of what we see. This is a spectacularly done. Just like it's so well done. It's everything visually. It's beautiful. It's mind blowing. Let's see here. And by the and Ethan, whenever you've got takes, by any means, feel free to shoehorn yourself in.
Fist our bumps if you got them.
Yeah, fist our bumps. We're all just getting our bumps fisted today. Let's talk about Ryan Gosling. Blake mentioned him, and I wanted to kind of start off by we always kind of mention kind of the I like to go over the main people in the cast and like go through like what they've done and their projects and kind of where they are right now in the lore of just of the acting legacy in a sense of the hierarchy of what we have. Oddly enough, Blake, we've done three of these movies. Two of them, the new ones we have seen, oddly enough, have both been near solo monologue direction acts,
Yeah.
but in
Yeah.
totally different ways.
Yeah.
Because in How to Make a Killing, it was uh God, my brain is shut off. What's homie's name? Um
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. Yes, thank you. It was Glenn Powell's character basically from the start telling everybody about what happened and going scene by scene. This movie is like back and forth. It starts kind of in the middle of our story and then it kind of cuts back and forth and you fill in the gaps, kind of how oddly enough you kind of fill in the gaps of the beginning part of the story as Ryan Gosling's character fills in the gaps of the story. Wouldn't you guys agree
Yes,
that
easily.
yeah,
that is
100%.
kind of how the story is told?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much exactly not I mean, you don't it doesn't have like the voiceover that it did in How to Make a Killing, but I mean it's virtually the point of view of one guy. Like this it's based on him, around him. He's in literally every scene. Is there a scene that he's not in the movie? Like every scene, every camera angle, it's on him, it's about him, it's for him.
Yeah, yes, and that is the thing that's noteworthy, Blake, that you mentioned is he is literally in every scene, and I would say 70% of this, Ethan, is him having to carry stuff by himself. Either
Yeah,
with he's either interacting with a puppet, as we have learned, that's what the
yeah,
Rocky character was, the alien, everyone's favorite Spider Rock, or either that or it's just him solo expeditioning in space.
Yeah, like he doesn't have
Yeah,
like he. This is a movie
crazy.
where he's not building any on-stream chemistry with anything but a freaking puppet, and he just
Except for
freaking
except for
kills
in the
it.
flashbacks.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Right.
it's crazy. The glaze is gonna be real today. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, E.
hey, he deserves it. It's rightfully so. Like he deserves all the glaze for this movie. If they, I'm gonna honestly be surprised if he doesn't win best actor for this movie. Like at the Oscars next year. Like it would honestly be shocking,
He's at least going to get a nomination.
unless we get like the Odyssey and whoever the main character in the Odyssey truly is, Matt Damon
I think it's
being
Matt Damon, yeah.
It's probably gonna be Timmy, unfortunately.
What's he in the Odyssey?
Dune 3.
Oh, he's in Dune 3.
Oh, that's
I thought you were talking
fair.
about the
Yeah,
Odyssey.
that's
Yeah.
fair. But I don't think that's gonna get best actor, man. Like
He was,
Tim doesn't have to carry it as much. I mean,
No,
the
yeah,
Odyssey is
absolutely.
gonna be
You're right.
the Odyssey is gonna be a movie mainly centered on Matt Damon and Odysseus's story. So like, I mean, we'll see.
Can-
But I'm pretty sure this is gonna like already lock Ryan Gosling into an Oscar.
does the does the Oscars have best supporting cameo by a hip hop artist, and Travis Scott can win that for the Odyssey?
I wish that'd be
Oh.
crazy.
Just the most random thing. Just the most random thing ever when we were all together for
They
the
just
Super
added
Bowl.
specifically for him. Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be funny.
when we were all together for the Super Bowl and they ran that commercial, and then all of a sudden, I think it was it? I don't know if it was one of you two that was just
Pretty sure it
like.
was my brother.
Do you think it wasn't him? It was just
Yeah,
was
because
somebody.
he said he no longer wanted to see the movie because of Travis Scott.
Like, is that Travis Scott? I'm like, what? I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, there's no way.
We're gonna like freaking for the Super Bowl party. We're gonna have a freaking Oscars party next year. I'm gonna be sitting on my couch
Yeah.
with popcorn watching the damn Oscars.
Yep. Hey, shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Since we last did a show, Michael B. Jordan won the Best Actor for Sinners.
Shout out to that guy. Good for
shout
him. He
out to
deserved
him.
it.
Well deserved.
edging out
Timmy.
edging out Timmy, who had a moderate fall from grace. Shout out to our Lord and shout out to our King, our young Prince. And edging out Leo for
One battle after another.
One Battle After Another,
Yeah,
which I
One
still
Battle
have
After
to
Another.
watch, which I heard was really good.
You need to
I
watch
still
it.
have to see it too.
Oh,
I heard it's amazing.
it is. It is. It is.
Well deserving of best pick. It won Best Picture, I believe.
It won like 11 awards.
It won, yeah, because like it won
Fair.
that. PTA won Best Director. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm not shocked. Not shocked at all. Going through Gosling here, this has been there was a bit of a gap in kind of some time from him. You look at some of his stuff about a decade ago, and he's got a really nice run where he is in some really good movies, where he's in The Nice Guys, which is just have you guys seen that?
What?
I'm pretty sure I've seen like part of it, but I haven't seen all of it.
Nice
The
guys.
Nice-
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Nice Guys is just a thrill ride. He's in La La Land, which I think that won Best Picture.
Yes. Phenomenal.
No, I don't think it.
It was between
It
that and
didn't.
something
They-
else, right?
It was between that and Moonlight, and they announced
La La Land, but Moonlight won
Land
Best
and Moonlight
Picture.
won.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that was in the running. So this is not this wouldn't be if he gets an Oscar nomination for this, it wouldn't be the first time, obviously. He's in Blade Runner 2049. Then there's a bit of a gap for anything like really massive for him. He's in First Man in 2018. He's in The Gray Man and in 2022. Then he plays Ken in Barbie in 2023, and then he's in The Fall Guy, and then this Project Hail Mary here in 2026. So Gosling definitely with a nice resume. Blake, we'll let you talk about your boy here. We've already have, but just his resume is definitely deep and a very nice variety as well. I don't know where this one ranks on the all-time Ryan Gosling scale, but he definitely is a guy that can. I think the thing we've noted about some, like we talked about it with Glenn Powell, who was definitely, I would say, a tier lower than at least one tier, maybe a tier and a half lower than Gosling as a, on the if we were commenting actors and actresses on the NBA superstar tier, I definitely would say Gosling is about a tier to a tier and a half higher than Glenn Powell, but a variety of different types of things that he can do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, this guy is in so many of some of my favorite. I mean, remember the Titans? I mean, he's not obviously
Yeah,
not the main guy in it, but he's in the movie and he's great. One of my probably honestly my favorite rom com of all time, Crazy Stupid Love with Steve Carell. He's amazing
it's
in
fair.
that. Drive. Fun fact: he has the car from Drive. He owns the car from that movie. Fun fact for you.
Hmm.
I it's a sleeper and people don't like it. It's okay. The Gray Man from Netflix. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Barbie. I mean, Ken, come on. Like, I mean, he just the amount
Iconic.
of range he has, I think,
He's
is
just Ken.
phenomenal. Just the different types of characters he played with different attitudes. I think he is, I mean, he is one of, if not my favorite. Like, he's so good.
Go ahead. E.
I mean, yeah, no, he's a great actor. I mean, definitely a lot of range. I mean, he's played so many different types of characters, from rom-coms to action movies to sports movies to like he's done everything, and he's proven that he's truly one of the top A-list stars and can like basically do anything he wants to do and like be really good in the role. Like he truly has like one of the most iconic rom-coms. Crazy Stupid, or like yeah, that
Crazy
Crazy
Stupid
Stupid
Love.
Love's
Yep.
good. Yeah, Crazy Stupid Love's good, and then he's in The Notebook. Like
Yep.
that, like that's like one of the most iconic like rom-coms of all time, and he killed that role. Because I'm not ashamed to admit that I like The Notebook. It's a great movie. Um, but
Look at you out
and
here.
then and
21
then he
minutes
and then
in.
he goes this and like absolutely kills a role where he's on screen for 100% of the movie and like carrying it himself. Like it's awesome.
He's got a very wide variety, and he does a fantastic job. And he he does so much of this movie where he's creating everything. It's truly a sight to see how he can do this, and they trust that they can make the movie for being so solo character centric. There's not another performance in here. There's the other actors do fine. It's just what he does obviously carries it. The writing is really good. It's so many great things in regarding to him. Uh the opening weekend for Project Hail Mary box office wise, 80.6 million domestically, 141 million globally. Best opening weekend this year so far for anything that has released. Only 3 months into the year, so but still tracking very good. Uh, Tracking very good for an opening weekend. That is definitely for sure. Moving on here, I kind of want to talk about. We mentioned the book to movie aspect of this. I wanted you guys to kind of give some of your best or favorite book to movie adaptations. Were you guys able to scowl and kind of think of what you have gone through and read and watched and
Oh, yeah.
whatnot? To
Oh, I
Mhm.
got
uh, I'm curious to what you guys have here.
You want to go first? Leave
Blake.
me.
You want? I can go first. I got
Yeah,
to.
go
I'll
ahead.
start with a couple of my honorable mentions. I have Project Hail Mary as one of my honorable mentions. The Martian, which is by the same author as Project Hail Mary, amazing movie. I have The Shining and then Hidden Figures as my two other honorable mentions, and then my top four Mount Rushmore is Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone, the first one, amazing. Uh, Lord of the Rings, because one of the greatest book to movie adaptations of all time. Don't care. Personal favorite, The Hunger Games, and then I have Dune 1 and 2
That's my
as
whole
up
list.
there.
So I don't even have to. I mean, that's literally my list. So yeah, I fully agree. Fully agree.
Hidden Figures is the movie with the African American women working for NASA, correct?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
a really good movie. Yeah, I've seen that.
Really
That's
good
a good one.
movie, amazing book.
You guys definitely nailed like the what I kind of expected. Uh, just some other ones like an older film like Shawshank. That's an older version. You mentioned all the Harry Potter books, Lord of the Rings. Um, Kind of going through some others that some people. I completely forgot. Dune obviously was a book series as well. So when you mentioned that, I'm like, oh, duh, Dune is definitely on the shortest of lists. Uh,
Forgot The
I
uh,
was
Godfather was
gonna be
also
a
a
Cal-
nerd.
book.
I was gonna be a nerd and say all the Marvel movies because comic
Oh,
books, but
it's
I
comic books.
decided
It's
not to
fair.
be a little homer.
Oh Jesus.
Forgot that I did forget though that The Godfather is also a book.
It is, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it is. The Godfather, the talented Mr. Ripley. Um, just a couple through you look through like what are some of the just popular book to movie adaptations. Those are definitely on the shortest of lists. That is for sure. Uh, we kind of go through the movie before we get into some of the categories here. So the movie starts with Gosling, his character Ryland Grace, pretty much being awoke or woke up, awoken. I don't know how the fuck. He wakes up in a basically a coma, in the middle of space, nowhere in space on this spaceship, fully bearded and long haired it out, just looking dirty, and you're just like, okay, this man's been out of it for a bit, and you have no idea where where things are going. At least for me, I don't. I guess real quick before we go any further, Ethan, you've done the full of both. How like story wise, beat by beat, scene by scene, does the movie jump around a bit compared to the book, or is it kind of in an order?
no, it's kind of in the same order. It's a little bit out, but like it's not very far. It's pretty good.
Okay, so for me, who's never read or heard the listen to the book, I'm like I said, I'm a Project Hail Mary virgin coming into this, so I am learning everything as we go. So I have no idea what to expect next. So all of a sudden, he's kind of floating around trying to get his bearings out. You realize that he has no idea what's going on. He then finds a couple dead people in the ship. There's confusion. You start getting flashbacks where they show him as a I would say what that's probably like elementary school teacher. He then gets recruited. He gets recruited. Excuse me, my oh god, I lost my notes. He gets recruited by. I'm trying to remember her name and I don't remember, so I got to pull up the freaking
Strat.
cast. Uh, yes, Ava Strat's character, or Ava Strat. She is played by Sandra Hewler. Her character, which is a part of this project that is talking about going to space, which it's like it maybe you guys can explain it exactly better, like better than I can, on what the issue is, because part of it kind of got in trying to figure out what they were doing. I personally lose exactly what the issue is and what they need. So
So
maybe one of you guys can do a better job at explaining it than I can.
so basically, there's these like little amoeba aliens that are eating the sun, basically. So like they're
Hmm.
dimming our sun and making everything colder, and like they're trying to figure out how to stop that from happening.
Right,
Like,
and they basically have to go on a ship to go to this star, which is producing a bunch of it, and they have
Yes,
to, and
but this
apparently it's a one-way trip because they don't have, or because of how
because
long it
it's so
takes to
far
get to
away.
this, because
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
so far away, and that's why it's called Project Hail Mary. You go back and forth through all this, you learn more and more. We mentioned how what I think some of the best stuff about this movie is how the longer the movie goes on, and you kind of learn. The movie basically picks up, if you took how we got to where the movie starts, you basically have like two separate kind of long movies, where from the moment Ryan Gosling gets picked up by Ava Strat to the moment the movie starts, which is him in a coma in space, and then from there to the end, as the movie goes along, you kind of, and Ryan Gosling's character Ryland Grace kind of remembers more and more about what he was and why he's in space and what he did before that. The more and more you learn from like the Earth, for it's very. I think it was the telling the story that way is very well done. Uh, so as you kind of go back, you bounce back and forth. Uh, Grace was kind of brought in just to be this kind of out of this outer scientist to kind of do some research for them about what they're doing. it was going to be 2 astronauts plus the person, kind of I don't exactly know how you would call it, but Gosling did, or what Grace did, the person who was going to go on the spaceship with them, though, ends up getting in, like, he's a part of this explosion where he dies and Grace has to go, and you find out he's in a coma because they, like, sedated Grace and basically, like, space kidnapped him, and it turns out that's why he wakes up in the middle of nowhere, very unkept. uh as the movie goes along, while he's trapped in space, he runs into another spaceship. That's when there's this back and forth when the spaceship that they meet kind of interacts with him. You meet the character Rocky. It's beautiful buddy cop friendship that uh that springs out of nowhere. Their story kind of evolves and evolves. They end up getting, which on this star is called it's called astrophage. They both go their separate ways. Bad stuff happens, then they all of a sudden kind of have to uh Ryland Grace basically has to either sacrifice his friend, or he has to basically sacrifice his life back home, which he ends up sending his scientific research back to Earth. He goes, saves his friend, and then the end of the movie is him on. It took me a while it took me a few takes in my brain to realize that they were on the Rocky's home planet. It took me a minute to be like, wait a minute, is this where they are? I couldn't
Mhm.
piece 2 and 2 together, but that's where they ended up. It was a beautiful little end to the story. I did probably a bad job of kind of recapping it. If you guys want to fill in any holes before we get into the categories, Blake,
I
and then
think
Ethan, you can go.
I think you did great.
You think so?
I think you did a good job.
I think you're just saying
You
that.
you no, you
No.
gave enough to where people are interested, but you didn't give them the full thing. So they got to go see the
Good.
dang thing to get the full thing.
Mhm.
We can't just give it all to them.
That is true. That is very
Especially
true.
since it's brand new. People are going to
Yeah.
be pissed if we spoil it all.
That is, yeah, no kidding. Spoilers ahead.
A little late.
Dorks.
a little late for that, bud.
Oh well. Whoopsie. DJ, cut this and put it at the beginning. Spoilers ahead. Okay. So let's move on to the categories. We've done this before. It's going to be the same kind of. I think I put the categories in the way because there's other things that you can do with an older movie, which we did when we did Fight Club, where you can have a couple different categories that tie into the length of the movie and how it's aged and what was, the thing that you noticed the most of how, in Fight Club was made in 1999. What about that movie reminded you of 1999 the most, even though I know you guys obviously were negative years old in 1999, or at least close to it. Regardless, just those kind of different adaptations. So it's a little bit different when we do the categories for the newer movies, but I think I found a bit of a better happy medium than the first one. We live and we learn. All right, let's start with this most rewatchable scene. Blake, the floor is yours. We'll
I
kinda
got
go around the table here.
there honestly there is so many.
Yeah, it's fine.
But,
We
but
don't
I
have to
don't
pick
I
one or two.
dumped
We
it
can
down
go
to
through
I
all of
dumped it
them.
down to 2. I just did 2. One of my favorites is the montage, like the science montage of him trying to figure out the astrophage with the guard.
I'm a horror.
That
I'm a montage
shit
horror.
Yeah.
was so funny. Like them, and he's like, "We need to build a box. We need a
Yes.
box inside a box." Yeah,
They
we
like
could
go
do
to the
that.
grocery
Just
store.
get it back.
He goes, "I don't have access." I do. Oh yeah, I
Peanut
just
M&Ms.
the whole montage was just great. It was funny. You got a little comedy in there. You got like him actually trying to solve it. You got like him being sad because he couldn't figure it out. Then he figured it out. Then they were happy. Like it was just, yeah, I like that a lot.
What did
And
they
then
buy a bunch of at the store?
duct tape.
Duct tape. Yes, duct tape.
I also love that it was Carl that figured it out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It
truly
wasn't
Carl that
even
figured
him.
it
Yeah,
out.
it wasn't even him. And then my other one is where he starts doing the communication system with Rocky and figuring out what he says, and he's like, I don't know that word. So then he like fills it out, and he like virtually is making up his own words for Rocky, so then Rocky can talk to him.
Yeah.
I really like that scene. I was like, oh, this guy's so lonely up in space. I mean, who wouldn't be that he's making like this whole voicing system while he should be solving, what he's doing, but now he's solving communication skills. I just thought it was
He
funny.
was doing both because
He
he
was-
had,
yeah,
he
he
had
was-
to be
he
able
was-
to
he-
communicate with Rocky in order
absolutely.
for them to figure it out together.
So those are my two that I put down. There are so many more though. There's so many more.
My main one that I put down is that first little like dancing scene where Grace realizes that Rocky's like mimicking him, so then he starts doing like the dance moves.
Yeah.
I could watch that for hours. It's hilarious. Like I could watch that over and over again and it wouldn't get old.
That is very, very fun. I just love how Rocky is this elaborate artist and just can
Yeah.
like a modern day a modern day what's the dude's name who painted the Mona Lisa?
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci, yes, a modern day Da Vinci, just out here making figurines, giving puppet shows, just an all timer. You mentioned that I love the when they give him the voice. Why is space?
Yeah.
Why is school teacher in space? Question. No, like that voice. And then they go. It's like it starts
Scary.
playing like a Scottish. Like why is oh I can't even do a Scottish.
He asks what's his partner's name is, and it's just like
he gives it-
and he's like, I like what was it?
Adrian.
Oh yeah,
Adrian. I like
Adrian's
Adrian.
Rocky,
But
yeah.
it's like a whole minute long spiel of what the name is.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's Adrian's nice.
Mhm.
You don't have to do it again. It's Adrian. I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's the different voices. Why is the like weird seductive
Meryl
one like
not
the
that
phone
one.
sticks on? Why
that
is
one.
school teacher in space? Question. It's great. I love
Then
the
he gives it
scene
Meryl
when
Streep and
yes. I love the scene where he I do love like it's a bit underrated, but I love the scene when he gets introduced to all the other like the astronauts and the scientists that are there, and they're kind of like asking him certain questions about who's supposed to figure it out, and he's just looking around, and they're like you, and he's like he has the oh shit look on his face.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like-
he was like, they were like, yeah, we need someone else to go to space. He's like, okay, cool. Like in his head, he's like, okay, cool, yeah. And then everyone's just staring at him. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
No, it's it was the you could meme it to like the moment you realize you became way more important than you ever had a question to be. Just fantastic stuff. Like the class project depends on you so much more now. Any interaction between Rocky and Grace was fantastic to me. I love the first one when he opens it up. He's in the ball and he's like, "Hi, Grace."
Oh my
he's
god,
like,
he's just on the ship and he's just
"Yeah,
running around.
you're in a
Oh
ball
my
now."
God.
Or he's
Grace.
like,
Where's bedroom?
"Yeah. Well, yeah." He's,
we watch each other sleep.
yeah, we watch each other. Oh my god, he mentions watching. There's a moment that's so emotional.
Normally it's right on top.
He's like at the end, or that he's like, I can't remember exactly how he says it, but
He's
it's
like,
like,
okay, I gotta go to bed now.
he's like running around. You hear him like his feet crack, like tapping the walkway as he's rolling. It's like Rocky and Grace kill Astrophage together to save planet. It's just so funny. Just fantastically, just hilarious. You hear him say "amaze, amaze, amaze," which was amazing, literally. He's like, dirty, 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 dirty. Why so dirty? You guys like, I wasn't expecting company, obviously. It was just fantastic stuff. The scene where they actually get the astrophage, where he's on like the outskirts of this
Oh my god, it's
star.
red and green.
Oh
out there.
my
Oh
god.
my god, dude.
Well, don't say the colors because Ethan doesn't realize that it was.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, what
whatever
color was
whatever
that
comes-
scene to you?
I don't know. It was pretty red.
Fair enough.
It was pretty
Ethan's
red.
colorblind, guys.
I don't know if I saw the green. I saw the red.
It was very red. There was a little bit of green hinted, like in like the background, but it was very it was so beautiful.
So beautiful.
The ending stuff where it was Rocky saving Grace by jumping out of his little pod. Oh, my heart was shattered.
Even with Grace waiting every night for him to wake back up because he thought he was
Mhm.
doing whatever. But and then he
Mhm.
finally wakes up, and then he just gives him a big hug. Oh, that was I was crying. I'm not
There
gonna lie.
was so it during the movie, again, spoilers obviously, but during the movie when they first kind of initially talk to each other, Rocky tells Grace kind of how the people that are on his spaceship died, just like the people on Grace's ship died. Um, and Rocky kind of says it in this very sad way. It was like, I watched them sleep to make sure that, so that they wake up basically. And they would watch each other. And then Grace and Rocky would watch, like Rocky said, I will watch you sleep. So I make sure you get up. Like, it was so sad. And then at the end, when you think Rocky's going to die, Grace says, I'll watch you sleep, buddy. And I'm like, why am I so sad about a Rock character? I was depressed. I was in tears. I was a broken man. Just fantastic stuff. So yes, a lot of different categories for the most rewatchable scene. Moving through here, the categories wise, uh, the Peter Dinklage is an Asgardian weapons maker award for, hey, I know that guy from another show, movie. Ethan, I hope that is self-explanatory. Okay, there we
Yeah.
go. Blake understood it. You did as well. Uh, the first one that I got was Marcus from. Have you guys watched The Bear?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Carl is
Carl, right?
Marcus. He was the. If you watch The Bear, fantastic show on FX. It's about a dude taking over a restaurant, and it's about way more than that, but that's the gist of it. Marcus is a dessert pastry chef, and he is very very important character. And when he shows up in this movie, I was like, I know who that guy is. And yes, the security guy Carl is Marcus from The Bear. The actual name of the actor, I should mention this. The name,
Like
yeah, Lionel
Lionel Boyce,
Boyce. Yes, and then there's one more for me. But before we get there, do you?
Ken
Huh?
Leong. Is it Ken
It is
Leong?
not. I feel like I should know this man, but I've never can think of anything I've seen him
That's the guy who plays Zhao
in.
or Yao. Well, he plays Yao in Project Hail Mary, but he's in the night shift. He's one of the main like doctors or nurses in the night shift. Plays Admiral Stratura or something like that in The Force Awakens. Um,
Okay.
and then
I'm really interested.
he was also one of the guys on like a couple seasons of Lost.
Okay. Okay. Blake, did you have any?
I have one. Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if we're on the same way. Like, is it a guy or is it a girl?
It's a woman.
Okay, I know who it is.
Okay, because it's actually the one that I have actually doesn't have anything to do with a TV show or a movie.
Yep. We got the same person.
Okay, I'll let you break the news.
The
then.
AT&T commercial chick girl,
You're
aka
goddamn right. It's the AT&T commercial girl.
aka Squirrel
what?
Girl. Believe it or not, funny enough.
So her name, she was the
Indiana.
commercial.
Her name
AT&T
is
commercial. Dude,
Milana.
everybody had a crush on her as a kid. I mean, I did at least. I mean,
Her name is
Melania something.
Milana
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Vantrub.
I didn't realize who that was.
Yeah. That was
I
AT&T
picked
commercial
that
girl.
up, and I was like, I think that's her.
Yeah.
The only thing I know her from is the AT&T commercials.
Me too. Well, I know her from animated Marvel stuff where she voices Squirrel Girl, but I don't like
Which
that's
is
like their
your
only
favorite
like
character, obviously.
lie. It is. I love
Okay.
Squirrel Girl. That's why I know it. But
I'm
this is
so-
the first time I've seen her like in a film, like outside of the AT&T commercial. So-
Yeah, I didn't think that. Yeah, I didn't know I didn't know this was in her bag. I didn't know
Yeah,
she had this many tools in the tool shed.
Me either.
I'm so curious on why Blake likes Squirrel Girl. I feel like Ethan knows this lore more than I do.
I genuinely don't really know. He just loves Squirrel Girl. He always has.
I don't even know who the
comic book runs, man. She solos Thanos.
I don't even know who Squirrel Girl is.
She's like the rat catcher from Suicide Squad, except with squirrels, and she has squirrel powers.
Oh my god!
She solos Thanos.
Is she going to be the one to stop Tony Stark's Victor Von Doom?
Hey, if they do comic book accurate Squirrel Girl, she could.
So yes, I noticed her. I believe she's the female astronaut that dies.
Yeah.
Okay, because I could tell, but I couldn't tell.
I know
weird.
she's in like other things, but I don't know like movie wise if she's actually in.
Let me see.
Yeah, let's do the research while we're here. Why not?
I only know her mainly from AT&T, but
She
there's
was
no way
in
she's
This Is
not in a movie or
Us.
something.
She was in This Is Us for the whole entire show, and that's about it.
Movies I'm trying to see. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
none of these movies
really.
I know.
Yeah, yep.
I
Squirrel
guess she was
Girl
in
voice
the
and Marvel
all
Rivals.
women's Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and Marvel Rivals. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really it. She was apparently does a voice in God of War Ragnarok. Shout out to her. She plays in 3 episodes of Robot Chicken.
Hell
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to her. So yeah, shout out to our girl Milana. Because I peeped that and I was like, I think I know who you are. So yeah, that is the Peter Dinklage is an Asgardian's Weapon Maker Award for hey, I know that person from another show or movie. Next one, I honestly didn't have. Oddly enough, I did not have an award for or a winner for this, but I'm curious if you guys did. The Vincent Hanna Award for character to most likely have a massive drug addiction. Ethan, just so you know, because I feel like eventually we're going to do this movie. This is from the movie Heat. It is Al Pacino's character. He is Detective Vincent Hanna, and he says he played Vincent. He in an interview said, multiple interviews said he played the character as if he had a cocaine addiction. And if once we do this movie and you watch Vincent Hanna, aka Al Pacino, in the movie Heat, you will understand why he says that. So, I don't have a winner for this, but it is a category. It is going to be a mainstay because I felt very proud that I came up with this one. Do you guys have a winner for this category?
Of course I do.
Oh boy, let it
Who'd
rip.
you put, Blake?
I put fucking Rocky. Did you see the way he
Same!
fucking went into the spaceship when he got into the ball? That guy was off
That dude's
crack
on
for
crack.
sure.
He was off that. He was off that.
Crack
he was-
rocks. Literally, he's a rock. He had some crack rocks on his planet or something.
He was off that.
Shoved it up his mouth, I guess.
See, when I read it, I took it as like who would like get a drug addiction, and I'm like 100% Rocky. He would figure out drugs on Earth and be like, "Oh, this is awesome,
Yeah, for
amazing,
sure.
amazing."
For sure. For
cocaine.
sure.
He'd do cocaine the same way, where he would pound it up and then snort it, and then he would be like, "Amaze, amaze, amaze."
Yeah, literally.
Who has more powder? Question.
I just want you to put. I put easily in all caps, Rocky.
Yeah.
He definitely does roll around. It's like once he gets a hit of the, like he's obviously in the ball, but he's in human atmosphere. So he all of a sudden it just messes with his brainwaves, and all of a sudden he starts cracking out like a dog, you know.
Yeah.
And Rocky is basically a golden retriever, or
Yeah.
he's more like a
Big golden retriever energy. Him
Yeah,
and
very
Grace
big.
both.
yeah. Great job by you. I did not even think of that. So shout out to you guys for coming up with that. Next up, the Where Is My Mind Award for or the Where Is My Mind by the Pixels Award for Best Musical Moment. I told you, Blake, we were going to name the category for the best music drop. About that, Where Is My Mind is the song at the end of Fight Club when when Project Mayhem commences
Happened. Yeah.
and the buildings blow up. Then Where Is My Mind kind of breaks in. So the name of this category will probably evolve, but this is the name of it for now. Mine is when Ava. There's definitely a better version of it. There's definitely a better answer. I feel like if I could, but I just couldn't remember.
Nah.
And maybe I could get it on rewatch.
Now we all had it. Nah.
But it's Ava singing "Sign of the Times."
Yeah, that's genuinely the easiest. Easiest answer for all of it because it just like reflects exactly what's happening. Like it's
oddly enough,
it's them enjoying their like last 2 nights on Earth or whatever it was, and like also like implying like, hey, this is our last shot. Like you guys are gonna die, but you guys are giving everybody else a chance to live. And it's like a big breakthrough for her character too. Like it's
because
like
she
a
was
perfect
uncomfortable
moment.
doing it. So like, yeah, it's.
That's a great point. That is a great point. She it was definitely a moment for her. I heard from I don't remember if I think it might have been a podcast I listened to. Apparently her character in the book has like no redeeming qualities at all.
Zero.
No.
None. She's a bitch.
And they do a pretty good job in this movie. I don't think that her character ever is like a terrible person. Her character plays a concerned person throughout the entirety that has an important task that needs to be done, and
Mhm.
she plays an authority figure.
She's definitely very cold and calculated, but at the same time, it's also like you can tell like in their spots that she like
I
actually
mean, yeah,
cares
like you
and
can
is
like
like
kind of see that she's like caring for
Yeah,
Grace,
yep.
like
Grace,
towards like the end,
especially.
like
It's almost like
yeah,
she's falling for him. Like
yeah.
it's
Yep. We'll get to unanswerable questions when I've got a few unanswerable questions about their relationship. So yes, Ava singing "Sign of the Times." Also, by the way, very good rendition of this song, Harry Styles' "Sign of
Mhm.
the Times."
Shout out to Harry
Um,
for giving them permission.
Absolutely, this is a banger.
Ryan Gosling went on the Fallon show and he goes, "Well, we had to ask him for permission because she said that was the only song that she was going to sing. Like she would not sing any other song but that song. So they had to like beg him for permission to use the song." And he was like, was like, "Yeah." He said, "Oh yeah, you can use it, man. All good. Go ahead."
There,
So
the
I thought that was cool.
the general score of the movie I think is really
It was
good.
good. Yeah.
Like I feel like the music in the background during the big kind of climax scene at the end with the when they're getting the astrophage on the planet, I feel like the music build up and that's really good, especially when whatever they do that changes the color, like the music there is really really cool. But yes, I
Mhm.
think this is a runaway winner, unanimous MVP vote. Uh, Next category, the Coach Finstock Award for Best Life Advice. Ethan, do you know who Coach Finstock is?
not off the top of my head. It sounds familiar, but I don't know it off the top of my head.
So this will be, since this is Ethan's first time on, and he will be on a bunch now, probably all the time. Coach Finstock is from Teen Wolf,
Gotcha.
and
Yep.
these were his 3 life rules. So this is an award kind of juxtaposed off of that. His particular life rules were never sleep less than 12 hours, never play cards with a guy named after a city, and avoid women with dagger tattoos. So there you go. Um, so Coach Finstock Award for Best Life Advice. Gentlemen, do you have any category? I have one that's very high, overarching in a sense. I have to kind of put it in words, but right. But I'll let you guys go first.
Like you can go.
I again, like the last time I did something more like sensitive. I think that's so
Yep.
again what I did here. Let me put my notes here. I said even if you have a vastly different background or in human ways, ethnicity from
Hmm.
others people, two people that are vastly different can come together and make great things happen, especially with the way things are going on in the world currently. I think that was it was a subtle message, but I
Hmm.
thought that's what I got. I was like, okay, like they're so different in so many different ways, but they can make great things happen if they come together and just, you know, be civil.
Mine was kind of in the same realm where it was like it's like the easiest, simplest way to put it is the old cliche: "Don't judge a book by its cover," but it's the
Mhm.
perfect example of like, just because you're literally from 2 different planets doesn't mean you can't come together and have a certain cause and to be there for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know who you have at the end of the day. You could literally be stuck in space with a person who is a completely different species than you. But sometimes that's all you've got. And
They so different, but they were so similar in the aspect of they got sent to space, their crew people died, they were alone, like they had nobody, but they were so different in the way, obviously, like talking, looks, um, and the way they even like studied science. I'm sure was way different.
Mhm.
So that's what I put.
Well, they
mhm,
even touched on that in the movie because like they were so advanced in how like they created stuff and that, but they didn't know what radiation was, and that's like what killed everybody else on Rocky's ship. Is like so like they were advanced, but they weren't like they were more advanced than us in some ways and less advanced in other ways, and it was just like perfect. That's like, hey, just because like you know something doesn't mean somebody else does.
yes. And I thought they did a great job of. This is overarch. This has nothing. This is less to do with the actual category, but just in general. I thought the movie did a fantastic job, and I'm sure the book does as well. Of yes, Rocky is like the Rocky is the kind of emotional vessel of what a dog is to a human. However, it is Rocky is also an incredibly intelligent creature.
Mhm.
Uh, and it's not just by random happenstance that he's out there in the world or in the universe. He's not dorking and doing his way around. That is for sure. Uh, Next up, there we go. Next up, picking nits. So kind of just any nitpicks from the movie. Ethan, I'll let you go for it first for what you
All
got.
right. We all know that I'm really good at like picking out little things that I just like have a hard time like understanding or like putting into like conceptual basis. And like for this part, for me, it's how the hell did Grace find Rocky again in the middle of space? He didn't know the only thing he knew is what direction he went. He didn't know how far Rocky got. Like we don't even know how many days it was and after Rocky left of him starting the ship and going the opposite direction. And like we don't know when Rocky's
Well,
like
they
ship
did
died.
the days because he had that calendar, but he didn't like he just math. He was like 28 days to get where he was supposed to be, quote unquote.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
he
No.
didn't
No.
know for sure if that's where it was gonna be.
Yeah. So like, but he also didn't know where Iridian was. So how did he even know? Like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, cool. I saw his ship go that way. Doesn't mean he didn't turn.
Yeah, space isn't just like go down 2 blocks, hook a left at
East
Zeus's
53rd.
Belt Avenue. Huh?
You take a left on East
So that's
53rd Star, and
that's like
Yeah.
the one thing I didn't understand. I'm like, I get it. Like it's part of the book, it's part of the movie. Like, yeah, they found each other. Awesome. But like it doesn't make sense. Space is massive. They're traveling at light speed. How do they find each other again? It makes
Yeah,
no
pure
sense.
luck.
Yeah,
The chances of you find each other again in space is like 0.0 repeated, and then one after a million zeros.
what happened is Grace basically hit a U-turn, hopped on hopped on the Big Dipper Turnpike, and just was like, "Right, we're gonna go down this way. We're gonna figure it out."
Because
That
like
is a great
because
point.
even at he because like one of the main reasons why he was like super sad that like Rocky was dead was because he also thought it was the end of the planet because he didn't know how to get there.
Mhm.
Like he had no idea where Iridian was.
That is a great point, and this is why we brought you on, just because you can find the crevices and the nooks and crannies that we could never find on our own. Blake, what did you have?
I had a nitpick. This is a new nitpick after partially reading the book. And our boy Kevin said this: more science. I don't think there was enough of it. I think there
That's
should have been
fair.
more. The way he uses science so far in the book is vastly different from how it is. Like not different in the way he uses it, but the difference of like there's actual like calculations. Like there's like full on chapters of him just doing science, and I don't feel like we got a lot of it in the movie. I wish the movie's still great. I still love the freaking movie. I wish there was like another like 5 minutes of just straight science.
I don't disagree with that because I do wish that they're probably like they could have done a better job. You could maybe cut out some fat in some other areas if you and maybe extend the montage of how they kind of figure out the astrophage. Like he creates like
Yeah,
a
because it
thing
felt like the
and
science was just in the montage.
yeah,
Like
like
that was I think that was the problem. Like I wish it was like a scene of like seriousness, like oh crap, like this and this plus this and that, and like it was cool. Like he had like a board and that he was playing with, and I really like that. I just wish there was just a tad bit more.
It's fair.
And I got one more.
okay, go ahead.
At the end of the movie, when he sends that beacon back to Earth,
Hmm.
why didn't we get told how fucking long it took? That bitch had gray hair when it got to her, and she had red.
She aged
She was like
crazy.
crazy. So like, I just like
Well,
I know it obviously took years, but like how many was it, like 10? Was like
it was
15? Like
it was at least 11 because
I-
Okay,
he
well,
woke up he
no.
woke up 11 years later.
Okay,
Like he does the
however,
math about how long he had traveled.
well, yeah,
So
yeah,
then he
but like,
had
how long did it take the beacon from the ship that he sent to to Earth? Like how much longer? Like
Probably
11
about
years.
11 more years. So it was like 20. It was like 22 years.
I read something or heard something that talked about how they thought the trip home would take much less
Longer
time,
or less, yeah.
like 4
Because
years.
because
I
they
was
were going
trying
to
to
give
figure
him
out how that worked.
because they were going to give him more astrophage because
So it
Rocky
allow
didn't
him to.
need.
Okay.
Mhm.
I
Okay,
just wish they're like 11 years later, the probe arrives, or like 12 years later. Because this lady looked like she was about to fucking die.
they
And
could have
I
made
think
Grace.
I
They could have
think
made.
Joe, you're thinking of the fact that Rocky said if he gave him more, it would take Rocky 6 extra
more
years to get home.
Yeah, 6 extra years to get home.
Yeah. They could have done a better job of making Grace a. Now, obviously, he was in the coma. He was stuck in water or something. So, like, clearly, it was some way to preserve him. But they could have done a better job of making him age.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
It
if
didn't
he the whole entire point is if he aged, then like he probably would have died because he would have been malnutritious and like all that kind of stuff, like all the other people. So like it's kind of hard to be like, hey, like he's got to age. He's been like, but like that's part of the hair growing in that.
but like how, like if he's in a coma for 11 years, did he have like a freaking food pump or water pump or?
I would assume. I mean, I think that's technically. I'm guessing the only reason why he truly survived is because they put him in the coma before they launched. The other two
Yes,
had to put themselves in the coma.
Yeah,
Like they had to
probably.
physically put themselves. No, they had to because
Mhm.
you can't launch a ship with no pilot.
Right. We're gonna get to that when we get to unanswerable questions because I actually have a theory, or not a theory, but I have something that might open the door up there that we can all talk about. Next up, too long, too short, just right. Where do you, some people, you listen to them talk about movies, they hate when they're too long. Some people need expedition and every movie to be 16 hours. I'm somewhere in between. Sometimes a movie can drag. Sometimes a movie can feel too short. Where do you guys land on this?
I wish it was a little longer, just for
I
the
th-
aspect of just a tad bit. Like I like the length. I think was fine. Like if they cut like other scenes and put more science in there, it would be just as good. But if they made it like 5 minutes longer, it's just me being very very nitpicky. Like 5 minutes longer of just straight science. Oh my god.
I think it was just about perfect. Like I don't think it could have been really any longer or any shorter, like in order to like complete the story, other than maybe adding a little bit more science, like you said. But um, I think just mainly that we got to about the 2 hour mark, and I didn't feel like it was 2 hours, and then it was almost a 3 hour mark, over almost a 3 hour movie, and I didn't feel like it was 3 hours. Like,
Yeah, I don't
so
think it
I think
dragged
it
at
was a
all.
perfect length.
I don't think I think it was the timing was fine. And I'm really going to be someone to kind of complain about the timing. I do like looking up the runtime of the movie and then random bits in the movie when I think we're at the end. I try to do the math in my brain. I look at my phone to check the time just to be like, okay, so in this instance, we got to the part about when they gathered the astrophage. And I look at my phone and I'm like, oh, there's definitely 40 minutes at least left. And I'm trying to think in my mind, where are we going to go from here? So I love doing that. I don't know what that says about me. I don't know if that makes me a bad person for checking my time while we're at the theater. I'm just saying that's how I like to personally live my life. If you think if you think that's a wrong idea, you can DM me on Facebook or Twitter or my email address, Ethan Pearson, whatever the number is, at gmail.com. That is my email.
It's no, it's like
Don't dox Ethan.
Panthers99 at gmail.com, isn't
None,
it?
Don't dox him.
none of that's even
I was
close.
making a joke.
None of
Blake's
that's
out here
even
trying to get you
close.
actually done up. You're gonna
No,
get hit with
like
drive-bys.
I will say, like it did not feel like the runtime, but I think that's just because I was enjoying it so much. Like it did not feel like it was two and a half plus. Like
Agreed.
it was in cruise mode the whole time. Like I was having a great time. If it was longer, I would have enjoyed it even more. If it was less, I probably would have wanted more. But it genuinely cruised by. Like I cannot believe it's a 2 hour and 30-minute movie.
Let's get 5 more minutes of them discussing how Grace looks when he eats. You look so disgust when Grace eat. Just crazy. Uh, Next up, Fred VanVleet Award for Best Heat Check. Oddly enough, because of how you can't give it to Rocky because he's in the movie way too much. Um,
It's
I
Officer Carl.
I went with Carl because he definitely made the most of his time. He is the epitome of the heat check. It's a rarity that you don't have the ability. It's a rare. Let me rephrase this. It's a rarity that there are so many candidates for a heat check, even though I don't think anyone else really does it as well as Carl does. Blake, let me know if this makes sense, but literally everybody outside of Gosling and Rocky, outside of Grace and Rocky, they're all heat check candidates, basically.
Yeah.
It was hard to find one in Fight Club because a lot of the people were in a lot of the scenes. It was easy-ish. It was kind of the perfect medium was How to Make a Killing because yes, it was a Glenn Powell extravaganza, but the other main characters were in the movie enough where they wouldn't qualify as Fred VanVleet heat check. They would not qualify as heat check candidates. This movie is literally the role. This is Ryan Gosling and the Ryan Goslingettes basically. So I agree with Ethan that I think Carl definitely is the runaway favorite to win the heat check award, and I feel like you agree with this.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe if the next movie we go see definitely is probably not going to be a solo act. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It is just funny how that this is where we've stood on so far. Next up, unanswerable questions.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that was a category. It just looked like it was.
I thought
you take the floor, buddy, and I will try to answer your questions.
Oh, did you guys not have any?
No, because I thought it was. I thought the two questions below were the
unanswerable questions.
Yeah.
You dorks.
Okay. And I was like, in my head, I was like, Joe, we've had these questions before, so how are they unanswerable? Go ahead, I guess.
I was like, I get it a little bit because it's only like two people.
I will try to think of something. Right now, I literally don't have anything written down.
That's fine because I have plenty. Because
Perfect.
I have. Then I'll carry this. I'll carry us. I'm gonna backpack this.
Put the team on the back.
I'm gonna backpack us. All right. First off, again. So some of these I have 3 down, and if you guys can think of anything while we're talking about this, by all means. Unanswerable questions is also like a second cousin in a way to picking nits. It's just framing it in a different aspect. However, if y'all think these are dumb questions and you can actually find the answer for me, by all means tell me because maybe I'm tripping. First off, we start the movie by finding out, obviously, Grace's character, he's roaming around, wooda wooda. He finds the other 2 astronauts dead. We never really get a reasoning for why they die.
Oh my, you want to know what's crazy? I was literally just like, I can come up with a question. How the fuck did those people die? Because they don't tell us. I don't know.
I just missed it, Ethan. They don't explain how those 2 died.
No, they don't explain it, but it's pretty obvious. I mean, it's one of the main space issues, right? Is you get put in a coma for light travel and something goes wrong. I don't remember what movie or what the movie's called, but the Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt movie where they're stuck in space. And they're the only ones that live because everybody else's coma fails. And like I said, the astronauts, they literally said they did kind of answer it because when Grace goes to Ava's office and they're like, hey, you're going to space no matter what. They're like, our orders is to put you under first to give you a better chance at survival. So they put him into the coma before the launch and had everything set up on him perfectly, where the other 2 weren't doctors and had to put themselves into a medical coma.
Okay, that makes sense. It was just, and it makes sense too, Blake, why they were both so perfectly in their resting places.
Yeah, because it bothered me. I looked it up. Do you want to know what the Google said?
Go for it.
They were put into a coma for the long journey, but the coma process was not suitable for them due to their specific genetic markers.
Markers.
Genetic markers, yes. So they died. So virtually, it wasn't meant to keep them alive, I guess, per se.
They because basically, I think they all thought that as long as one person survived and it was the person that was meant to do the science, it didn't matter. Because it was a one-way trip for them anyway. If they died, they died.
It
I
makes
mean, Grace wasn't a
sense.
pilot, but he figured out how to fly the ship eventually. Like,
He's a smart boy.
yep.
I definitely don't have a problem with that theory or the reasoning. Maybe that's not a theory. Maybe that's just actually what happened. Just to me, going through the beginning of the movie, I'm like, wait a minute. When they first actually goes through it, it's like these two people are dead. I'm like, oh damn. What about everyone else? And then the more and more you learn, it's like those are the only two people on the ship, and he is alone. Oh, awkward. That's weird. Tough to see. Oh, so yeah, just was not prepared. Next one. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys. Like I said, it took me a beat or two after the movie to put it together that at the end he was on Arid. Or yeah, Arid. I guess that's what the technical name. But that's how you would pronounce the planet name for Rocky. Did you guys? So they said initially that that star had life or could
Mhm.
hone life that they got the astrophage from. There was like a 15% part of me that thought that's where they were. And here's why I thought that. Because Rocky was in his little he was in like a little spacesuit version of his ball, right? And he
Mhm.
only mentioned that he would be in that because he would only mention that because here he mentioned that he had that because if he had direct contact with atmosphere that wasn't his, that would be bad. So when he was wearing that, I was like, oh, they're not on his home planet. They didn't make it back to his home planet. So they're on something different. Because I also thought too, um, he mentioned with the astrophage issues, or maybe because it was dying, like whatever he had left combined with what Rocky had left, that got them back to his planet. So I guess I have a few different questions based off this. The first one is, do we all think that that's where he ended up? Was Rocky's planet?
Yes, that's where he is.
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Does my logic, because Rocky being in the weird little
Well,
spacesuit thing,
it's because
make sense?
they made him his own dome. Like that's a dome
Yeah,
that is oxygen. It's
but
meant for him only. Like
Okay,
yeah,
they gave him
great.
the water
it's
to
literally
make it look like
biodome.
Earth. Yeah, it's a
It's
biodome
literally a
of just
biodome.
his stuff. So that's why he was in a suit on his own planet.
Okay,
Yeah,
that what
because
you
he was
thank
in
you.
the
Because
because
I
none
don't
because at the end none of the other Iridians are in a bubble. They're
no.
all
No, that's a
outside of
great
the
point.
dome.
That's a great
But
point. It's part of why it took. And if I watch this again, and I do think you can tell that he's in a dome.
yeah,
You make a great point. Thank
Well,
you
he
for
makes
you
it a
making
dome
my
they
point.
like
zoom out.
yeah, they make it a dome like you know how in the spaceship he had the one where it would go from different like seasons. Like
Yes.
the background
Yeah,
is virtually a dome of that, but that's real water that they made for him to like
and
have
it's
it like his own
and it's
beach.
real fog and like all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
because Rocky said, "Do you like the weather and like do you want to make it sunny?" And he said, "No, I like the fog."
Hmm.
So,
So
but that
okay,
first little beat where like he was walking out, Bailey definitely thought like I kind of thought and Bailey thought that like they were on the other planet, not Arid.
yes. So
So
that's what
like
I thought at
I
first
get
too.
why you
So
yeah.
okay, so I'm glad. Yes, I'm glad that you guys. I'm glad that we all had this conversation because now it makes way more sense to me than it did while watching it. It went too fast for my little brain. Next portion of this, and this was the actual question I had before it sprung into these different little sub questions. What happens when Grace runs out of food? Because remember, he was doing like the math kind of. He didn't go full on in The Martian, like in the part in The Martian when Matt Damon, before he started trying to grow his own crops, started to ration plan all of his
Yeah.
food. But he basically did a version of that. And he said, "This is how much food I have left for the trip." Okay, well, what happens when he runs out? Is he only planning on living on? And he clearly said, "Screw it, I'm gonna go live with my new homeboy on in his planet. Like this is my home now. We all kick it together." Um, does he just say, "Okay, I'm tapping out once I'm out of ways of nourishing myself," or do you guys think he goes full Matt Damon in The Martian and tries to become what's it called, a botanist,
Yeah,
where
he
he
might be.
tries to grow his own stuff?
Yeah, he honestly probably is growing his own stuff. Like that. I mean, they created a full on Earth
Biodome for him.
atmosphere.
I'm sure he has
Yeah.
like a plantery somewhere or something for.
My man's gonna
I mean,
get
plus
crops.
Or he has the option of going home. Don't forget that. Yeah, they have
he
a
did
ship
have
ready
the
for
option
him.
of going home.
How far? Another unanswerable question. How far away is Arid from Earth?
That's a
Would
great question.
in Project Hail Mary 2, does Rocky come hang out? Do we get Rocky and Grace at like
I
a
hope.
Yankees game?
Give it to me. Joe, I'm
It
so
turns
glad
into
you.
Ted.
I'm so glad you just brought
Yes,
that up because you
yes.
want to know.
Did you hear him, Blake? He said it turns
No.
into 10.
Oh God.
Oh my God. What were you saying though, Blake? I'm
Oh, I'm
sorry.
so. The author literally just came out 5 minutes ago and said he's working on a sequel book, so they can make a sequel movie.
I'm telling you, we got to get Rocky goes to
Earth,
Spearmint.
please, I needed to it.
Rocky goes to the Spearmint Rhino in Las Vegas. Rocky gets a lap dance. I'm just saying, Rocky's got to go see a girl dancing to. Oh my God, pour some sugar on me. Gonna change his life. Listen, I'm just would be funny is all. Uh, in the last one, I'm terrible for asking this question, but it's basically we kind of hinted at potential love interest between Grace and Ava. Uh, do y'all think Grace hit? Because I kind of lean towards he did. They had some sort of romantic connection, more than just we think we have feelings for each other before they left. I think it does not. I think that personally, I think that in the background, obviously not shown, that they had a legitimate romantic relationship. What say you guys? Am I crazy?
It's a possibility. I mean, I think they were getting to that point, but or at least a little bit about to get to that point. But I don't know from the time frame of that. That's also the question: is like how many days actually passed from the time frame of her singing the song on the boat to the explosion to then him being drugged and put on the ship.
So you
Yeah,
don't think,
I felt like they were going to, and then the blow up happened,
and
and
it
then they
stopped
kind of
them.
yeah.
So like, cock block via fiery death. That's
Because
what happened to
clearly
their
she had
boy.
feelings for him because she cried when she got the sample back and like the note, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So clearly it was in a little bit of emotional
Well,
attachment there.
well, was the question is was she crying because he decided to not come home or because he actually saved the planet?
Well,
Because we already
she
see that
probably thought
it's
he was
under
gonna.
an ice age.
She probably thought he was gonna die. I don't think she knew. Like, I don't even think they because they didn't. If they, I'm sure they didn't get any updates, so they didn't know what was going on. So it was probably a mixture of both, I'd imagine. Oh crap, we can save the planet. Oh crap, he did it. Oh crap, he's probably dead. Darn.
Ah, shit. Rest in peace. So, I think, I'm just saying, Ethan, let me take the wheel. My aircraft. Shout out to Sully Solenberger. Listen, what I'm trying to say is they had their little moment when she sang the song doing the karaoke, and I'm just saying, more than likely, they didn't go home alone that night, as Ethan is incredibly blurry now. My goodness, get back into focus, dude. Jesus,
I
Louise.
don't know
You
how
look
that
like
happened.
you look ominous. You look like you're gonna have a voice change. Like, yeah, I think that Rocky
Yeah,
was a
they're
great
after me
character,
right now.
huh?
It said, they're after me. I got to be a little blurry.
Yeah, I know.
The Arids are coming to town.
So am I crazy? I try to as I try to land this plane. I'm just saying I don't think they went home alone that night. I feel like her singing Harry Styles got him a little emotional, and they wanted to feel more than feelings, if you know what I mean. That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, the problem in the background, you gotta think it was his last night on Earth. He probably went up to her. It's Ryan Gosling. He went up to her. Smooth talker. He's like, "Hey, baby girl, it's my last night."
It
You
wasn't even his
know.
last night on
Oh
Earth.
yeah,
He
he
wasn't
didn't
going.
know. Yeah, he didn't know.
He wasn't
Oh
going.
well,
He didn't,
that's
but
true.
still,
That's true.
they were eye fucking each other
Mm.
while she was singing a
Well,
Harry
maybe they
Styles
were
song.
going to,
And then
That's
the
all I'm saying.
explosion.
and then he ended up leaving. Well, forcefully left.
Maybe I'm the worst. Maybe the explosion was a euphemism for their romantic night the prior
No,
evening.
I think it was just people dying,
It
but
was
that's okay. No, I think that was just the astro phase causing problem and blowing up. But
obviously it was, but I'm just saying I'm trying to fill in blanks here, Blake.
Can we also talk about what caused that explosion? Like the person was supposed to get like 2 milligrams of or whatever it was of astrophage, and they gave him like 20 grams. They said, and that's what made it explode.
I
Like,
hope they're
how
not
do
out
you
there
make that
selling
big of a
weed.
mistake?
Good Lord. Some ninth grader who's out here buying for the first time is going to be like, "Oh, I got way more than I expected." It turned into Eden Hollow or the dude from Alabama for some reason who had way more marijuana than anybody playing collegiate athletics should have on them in once. But regardless, that's a great point. Miscalculations for sure. That's an unanswerable question. What was that person doing? uh I guess I've got one more. There you go. He's back. I guess I have one more technically. So at the end, they're like, I never thought of this really until now, but I guess technically when she gets what would you guys say the amount of years is from the day he takes off to the day she gets the canopies back? 20 years maybe at most?
20. Because I don't remember if it was 11 or 13 years that he was in the coma.
Hmm.
I don't remember for sure. So if like you do that math and you take it back, unless the smaller thing can travel faster, uh,
Right.
like it's anywhere from 22 to 26 years.
So that's how quickly I'm guessing the reason they needed that was because the world was going to go into an ice age because of
Well,
the sun.
it already
So was
was. Like
so
they said, like what they were worried about in the beginning in the classroom is they were saying that like the Earth in 10 years would cool 20 to 30 degrees, which is dangerous, obviously. And then like 10 years after that, it's probably another 30, 40 degrees, and it was already in an ice age.
okay. So basically, they were in the middle of the ice age, which is why the boat they're on is on ice. I'm wondering I'm wondering where they filmed that, and B, I'm also wondering where they were trying to say they were at in the
They
general world.
probably they probably filmed it down in like Antarctica or around there, like or anywhere near the polar ice caps where they cut through ice with those ships.
Hmm. Very good visual, but which was mesmerizing. All right, any other unanswerable questions that sprung from my 15-minute? I did good, right? I carried
I
that.
think you
No,
did great.
I
Yeah.
did great there. Thank you. I always like affirmation. I'm sorry. I need to be told how good I am at things. Uh Recasting Revolution. Do you guys have any recasts like here? Would there be anybody that you would have different in any spot? Like who are just some quick snap calls maybe?
no, I don't. I genuinely think this movie. I don't think this movie works if you have more than one A-list star.
That's a good point. Yeah. Because if
I,
it's
I
like
genuinely
True.
I genuinely think you have to have a bunch of smaller actors, if especially if it's going to be centered around one person, because A-list stars act like egos and like all that kind of stuff wouldn't allow them to not be on screen more. And you
Mhm.
need that. story-driven plot from just one guy.
Yeah, like if Emma Stone was Ava, right?
Yeah,
Like
like
that would
they
feel
would have to
weird.
put her on screen more.
It's like, why is
And
Emma
I just
Stone in 6 scenes in a 3-hour movie?
mhm. And I think that's part of the reason why uh the cost of the film was only 190 million dollars, which nowadays for like that big of a movie is extremely cheap.
Especially when you have to probably factor in all the effect. I mean, which the movie shows it's beautiful, but there's got to be probably a lot of effects you have to do to make the movie look that good, and the certain
Yeah,
amount, certain things, and it's in space. So, hey, man, they did a fantastic job.
they
Blake,
did.
did you have anything here?
No.
Okay,
All of a sudden Blake pulls out the we got to recast Ryan Gosling.
that would be heel
No,
turn.
no. I'll shout out my good buddy because he read the book. He said he really thought like someone like Ryan Reynolds would have been good because of how like how what did he say? How like uh I can't remember what he said, but he said Ryan Reynolds for reasons of like when he read the book, he was like, "Oh my god, Ryan Reynolds," because he read the book before he saw the movie, obviously, and he was
Yeah,
like, he envisioned Ryan Reynolds playing the role of that character based off of how he acted in the book, and he's like, "That's exactly how I imagined Ryan Reynolds acting in that sort of movie." I'm not.
but
I think Ryan Gosling was great, and I wouldn't change
see
it for the role. But that's what he said, so I just want to shout him out a little bit, get him
see
out of the way.
I thought maybe Ryan Reynolds, but then I was just like I don't know. Like he's not as Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds. He is Deadpool. He is every single character he plays in basically every single movie is basically the same. Like he plays himself almost in every single movie. I
Oh,
don't
I
know
agree. I
if
agree. I
everybody else
agree.
feels that way. Ryan Gosling actually adapts to a character. And I love Ryan Reynolds, but like his personality comes through in every single character he plays because his personality is so big and boisterous and like he loves to talk and he loves to do all that kind of stuff where Ryan Gosling fit more into the character of like, hey, I know my role, I know what to do. Like I feel like Ryan Reynolds would have just been too much.
Does this movie? Do we need to? So the this is I got the inspiration. Everything comes from inspiration, and I was inspired to do this movie and to do it or to do this podcast and the format it's in based off of another podcast that I listen to that breaks down movies. And one of their categories is uh would this movie be better with Tom Hanks, or who's this movie more suited for? Put him in these roles. It's either Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise. So do we need to have our own version of that, but it's just Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds?
I mean, maybe
Oh God.
it's pretty solid.
So we're gonna do like we end up doing like we end up doing like 42, and it's like, all right, which guy would be better suited in this movie, Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds? And then Blake is all of a sudden like, you know what, I really could see Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds
Reynolds
playing
as
the pitch,
Pee Wee
like
Herman.
no, he
The
could be.
racist, the
As
racist
Pee Wee
coach
Reese.
instead
Yeah,
of
Pee Wee Reese.
Mr. What's it, Tulik or whatever.
Oh, Alan
I was
Tudyk.
gonna
Yeah,
say
Alan
Ryan
Tudyk.
Reynolds could have been the pitcher or the first baseman who was like Jackie's first friend on the team.
yeah, that was Pee Wee Reese, dude.
Yeah, that's who Ryan Reynolds could have been.
That's
You
what
know?
I said.
Yeah, so there you go. Okay, thank you. Sorry, Ethan. Yeah, out here making Blake out here making Ryan Reynolds a racist. Jeez Louise, how dare you? So yeah, maybe that's
Somebody had to
something we
do
need
it in
to
that
adapt,
movie.
huh?
Said somebody had to do it in that movie.
That is very true. So yes, maybe that's a thing we can add now is Gosling or Reynolds. It's the new era version of Hanks versus Cruise. Uh, Last category, movie MVP. I mean,
Rocky.
obviously. Oh,
I gave the first ever uh podcast co MVPs. I gave it to Rocky and Ryan Gosling.
that's great.
Because
I get it.
as great as Ryan Gosling was, this movie's not as good if there isn't Rocky.
Rocky is the heart and soul.
Like the
Rocky literally-
dynamic that he adds to the movie, I think is too important to not have him at least code with the main MVP. Because obviously, Ryan Gosling does a lot of heavy lifting.
What were you gonna say?
Rocky actually saved the day.
Technically, he did.
Ri-
Rocky
Ryan
hero.
Gosling, Ryan Gosling, like basically died, and Rocky had to do everything else.
Grace almost died. Rocky backpack.
Exactly.
Grace was bought. Grace throw.
Great
Oh,
head
man.
on computer.
Yeah. Grace bad teammate. Why Grace choking? Biggest moment question. It's a great point. Honestly, I have to reconsider this because I thought this was going to be a runaway Gosling award, but I think Blake. I think you guys nailed it. I think Rocky's the winner here.
I am fully okay with that.
I think the winner of this movie is a rock
Is a
spider
puppet.
creature. Yeah.
You think we're ever going to get a 2-time MVP?
In what way? What do you mean?
I mean, if they make a sequel,
Just saying.
if they make a sequel,
I was just making a joke, like how MVPs. There's 2-time MVPs, but we only do movies.
I mean,
who
if
don't
we-
usually have the same person or the same
I mean,
characters.
if we start hitting the Marvel movies, it's gonna be pretty.
We're going to
Pretty-
eventually.
No, those. Oh, I got. Don't just you wait till we get to the Marvel stuff, boy.
Yeah, I'm curious on how we're gonna start. I mean, we finally got a brand new date trailer.
That was solid.
Very. The original marketing for it was incredibly weird.
Man Spider.
I'm like the releasing 1-second clips all over the place.
Stupid.
Odd.
It looked fine.
want-
I was honestly bothered by the trailer, but that's just me.
The trailer in itself or the promotion by it?
The trailer and the promotion.
All right, we'll talk about this off the air. So yes, that was MVP Rocky. I think Rocky is the consensus here, the winner of the MVP award.
Yep.
Amaze, indeed. All right, 90-ish minutes. We got it. We did it, gentlemen. Ethan, your thoughts? Are you going to stick around, or is this a one-time thing?
Oh yeah, definitely. No,
As-
I'm sticking
you're-
around.
I know.
It's
I'm
a
just
good time.
messing. So, another one in the books. Another episode of the Real Ignorance podcast. Blake, we did it again. 3 for 3.
Yes, sir. That's 3 down, and hopefully 100 more to go.
At least. The next movie we do, I think, is going to be Wolf of Wall Street. I think that's going to be the next movie we do. When we record that, maybe next week. We'll see. And then I think the next movie that's like new, we're kind of bouncing. We're doing a good job so far of bouncing back and forth between like movie that comes out, old movie review, movie that comes out, old movie review. Maybe we'll continue to go back and forth like that. But the next movie that comes out that we're going to do is probably drama?
Mhm.
Question mark?
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because that's at least the one that comes out the closest to now that I'm excited for.
Unless you want to do Super Mario instead.
Heck
Probably
yeah,
not.
dude.
That can be
Super
you
Mario
guys.
Galaxy.
There you go. Yeah.
Me and Ethan episode of Super Mario Galaxy.
Exactly. You guys can run the table. You can build your own shot sheet and everything. So that's kind of the next order of things. Of course, over the summer, we're definitely going to continue. As we keep going, we're going to keep picking up more and more movie news and stuff. The summer is kind of this. We're hitting a stretch that's loaded. Like there's some huge stuff coming out over the summer. We're going to have big open discuss. Like the end of the year as well is going to be set up for some huge stuff. We're going to be doing some big discussion shows as well, like leading into like Spider-Man and obviously when we get closer to December for the Doomsday, we're going to we'll do a few Marvel movies leading into that, and then huge discussion preview and post shows and stuff. So those are some of the bigger projects that I have in mind for the future of this, but we are now a full unit. We are a trio, and I am happy. So good job all around, gentlemen. Thank you as always, boys.
Thank you.
Of course, of course.
Thank you all for listening. Click like if you like this video. Subscribe if you really like it. Tell all your friends. We will be back next time with another edition of the Real Ignorance Podcast for my good friends Ethan and Blake. Thank you for watching this. We'll see you guys next time. This has been the Real Ignorance Podcast on the For Sake Podcast Network. Make sure you fist some bumps tonight. We'll see you guys next time, y'all. We're out. Peace.